Okay, folks, good afternoon and happy Labour Day. I just started making this video and I've been chatting for about 12 minutes and realised I hadn't switched my mic on, so lesson learned. So here we go, let's try again. Okay, so it's a Labour Day weekend. It's the 4th of September 2023. I'm from the UK, as you know. It's Labour Day in the in the US. So happy Labour Day to all my trader friends, colleagues, and general, you guys who I've spent probably the last two years or so of my journey learning to be a trader with. So I hope you've had a good relaxing weekend. We commence trading again tomorrow, the 5th of September. I will probably have a short day tomorrow. It's my daughter's birthday. It's her 15th birthday. So I don't trade usually till about 2:30 in the afternoon UK time. So I've got plenty of time to spend with her, but it might be a short session anyway. So I just wanted to update people on my accounts, what's been going on, why, what have I learned, and where do I go from here. So most of you know I had 4 accounts, 4 live peer accounts, which I built up over around about 6 to 9 weeks. Now, all 4 of the accounts were between $2,200 and $2,400. 2 of the accounts I'd already withdrawn $1,000 from each of them last month. So adding the 4 together, which are around $9,000 plus the 2 I'd taken out, I'd managed to build those accounts up to about $11,000. Now, where did I go wrong? Okay, before I answer that, I'm just going to go back to when I first started streaming and the very first account I built up in January, what went wrong, and the other couple of accounts, and finally what went wrong this time and what I've learned and where I moved from here. So I started streaming back in December last year, so about 9 months ago, 10 months ago. And I decided to stream because I was having problems revenge trading and doing just stupid things. And I think it's common, everybody does it. So I thought if I have other people watching my trades, then maybe I might take things, be a little bit careful. When people are watching, you tend to sort of want to do a good job. So that's part of the reason. And another reason, a trader once said to me, surround yourself with people you want to be like. So I thought if I mix with other traders, learn from them, and get to know people and so on. So I started streaming. I started on one evaluation, an Apex evaluation, and I passed that in 7 days. And after that, I went on to my live PA accounts, and I managed to build that PA account over a month and a half, something like that. I got it up pretty quick, actually, to about $7,500. And I did withdraw $2,000, which left about $5,500. Now, I remember the feeling, what that felt like. The first time I'd ever earned money from trading, I felt on top of the world. I sort of felt invincible. And I remember saying to my wife, it's not a case of if I can do it, I am doing it. And that was my downfall, I think. When you're learning to trade, it's a journey, it's a bumpy road. You are going to have some good times and you're going to have some bad times, but hopefully the road gets smoother the longer you've been trading, the more you learn. So there are lots and lots of lessons to learn in trading. You are going to make many mistakes, but the thing about mistakes is it's how we learn. So I remember the day things took a turn for the worse. I remember starting my stream, and within the first 5 or 10 minutes, I took a short. I picked a top of what I believed or what I thought was the top of a range. It triggered me, stopped me out. Market went up a few more points, gave another bearish bar. I thought, okay, I'm fading the range. I took the short, triggered me, stopped me out. So within the first 15, 20 minutes, I was about $650 down. Now, what I should have done is walked away, but I didn't. I didn't consider that I needed rules. I thought I'll just do things the way I do them. I'll trade till I think I've finished or till the end of the day or whatever the case may be. And to cut a long story short, I started a spiral of events that day that eventually led me to being $2,600 down by the end of that day. And that had a profound effect on me. I thought I'd made it, and all of a sudden everything was going so well, and I took an absolutely massive loss. Now, that was after I'd taken the $2,000, I had about $5,500, so I basically wiped out about 50% of my capital I built up in my Apex Live account in one day. And I remember the feeling. I was absolutely in disbelief. I was in shock. Everything had just gone literally perfect. I think I had 18 days in a row, 18 green days in a row without finishing in the red. So things were going really well. Now, what did I learn from that? I learned that it doesn't matter whether you're a trader who's just starting to make money or whether you're a 30-year veteran who's making millions. The market does not change for you. Because you're a great trader, it doesn't mean the market will give you easy trades. It doesn't mean that if you take a trade, it's bound to work. It doesn't work like that. You need to be as strict with your trades on day one as you do on day 10,000. It does not change. And sometimes it takes a useful lesson. And I had a lesson that day. And after that loss, I just never recovered. The following day, I think I took a $1,900 loss, and a couple of days later, my account had gone. Sometimes when we lose these accounts, it has an impact on us. It throws our confidence. And I found out that for me personally, that horrible feeling, that disbelief, sickening feeling, lasts about 3 days. And instead of walking away at that day, the end of that day, I carried on, and that was it. I was doomed. So I learnt some valuable lessons. So after that, for about 2 more months, I was angry. I was angry with the market, and I was just literally throwing money after money after money. I was gambling. I was doing stupid things. I was taking stupid risks. I was angry. The market had taken my account. And after about two to 3 months, I seemed to settle a little bit, and I managed to build another account. And I got that account to $2,600, and I did what a lot of people do in the early days, is I drew $2,000. I thought, I'm getting my money while it's there, and which left me about $600. I thought, it's too low. I'm just going to have to try and get lucky. And I took a gamble, and I blew the account. Now, that happened again a couple of months later. And then recently, I managed to build 4 accounts. And I took my time over sort of 6, 7 to 9 weeks. I managed to build up just under $2,500 in each. Now, I got to the stage on the first 2, because I started the first 2 sort of a couple of weeks earlier, where I hit the $2,600, but I thought this time, instead of taking the whole $2,000 and leaving myself vulnerable, let's just take $1,000. So I just took $1,000 out of each, and then I managed to build. So by the time I'd taken the $1,000 out of each of those 2 accounts, the newer two accounts were around about the same, around about the $1,500. So I built that up slowly to between 2,200 and 2,400, and the plan was, when I hit 2,600, was to take $1,000 out of each, $4,000, and use that as a wage. Now, the pressure that I felt leading up to that day where things went wrong was unbelievable. And the reason is because I decided to give up work earlier on in the year. I thought, it's a matter of time now. I'm making bits of money. I think I made about $10,000 in trading between sort of January and where we are now, beginning of September. And I've been basically just ticking over, making a bit of money and that sort of thing. But because I haven't had another income in, I've been relying on taking money out of this. And instead of letting it grow and giving myself a comfortable cushion, so then I can start to take money out and start to use it as income, I didn't. So I remember I was a trade or two away from getting to the level where I can take some money out. And I had 2 losses. I took a trade which went wrong, which actually wasn't a bad trade, but it was a little bit congested. And it was quite a large bar, and I was down about $350. And I was looking at the chat in the stream, and I think someone mentioned I missed a triple test. Now, I generally haven't taken much in the way of triple tests. I stay away from it. It's not one of my strong points, picking tops, triple test. I tend to go for the second entries, the failures, the higher lows, that sort of thing. And somebody mentioned I'd missed a perfect setup, and shortly after that, there was a setup very similar. It was a little bit congested like the first one, but the first one worked. So, excuse me, I decided to go for it, and I ended up losing it. So I was $700 down, and panic set in. I was so close to getting to the stage where I could earn some money, and I really needed some wages at the time. And I remember finishing the stream and just jumping straight into a trade. I went revenge traded, which I hadn't done for 2.5, about 3 months. And market went against me like it does most of the time, and I ended up blowing those accounts, and I was absolutely sick. I felt physically sick, and it's probably the 3rd time that I've been with my wife of 30 years that I've ever had tears in my eyes. My mother passed away. Something happened with my daughter when she was very young, and blowing those accounts. I was absolutely devastated. I'd worked so hard and traded so careful to build them up. Things were looking nice. And because I haven't got an income, I decided to give up work so I could focus solely on trading. I left myself vulnerable. So, I've done some soul searching over this weekend. I've had lots of days where I felt numb. I've woken up in the morning and I've sort of remembered what's happened, and I've gone from what I believe to be a trader that's building accounts to someone that's going to have to start all over again. So I've accepted it. I feel a bit calmer today, and they say, we've heard many times, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing every day and expect a different outcome. So I've had to change things and change some rules. So what I've decided to do is go back to work on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's originally how I worked. When I decided to trade in the week, I started working weekends. So I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That will allow me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to continue to build a couple of accounts. So I've realised that I need an income in, otherwise I'm not going to be able to build accounts. I'm sort of trying to run before I can walk. So if I've got no pressure to take money out of trading accounts, I can relax a little bit more. There won't be as much pressure, and hopefully I won't feel the need to take a stupid risk because I've left myself vulnerable. So from the end of this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm back at work. That way I'll have an income. I don't need to worry. So tomorrow I have picked up 2 new evaluations, and it's just lessons. These are all lessons that I've had to pick up, but I have managed to build accounts now 4 times. So I am starting to believe that I have got the skills to do it, and I don't have to rely on luck or a stupid risk to try and get lucky. So I'm starting 2 evaluations tomorrow, and the plan is to build those up to at least $7,000, between $7,000 and $10,000, depends how quick it builds. But if I can get a comfortable cushion, I think ideally, if you can get to $8,000, take a $2,000 payment, that'll leave you $6,000, and hopefully that's enough of a cushion then. And then you can trade throughout the next month, and obviously depending on what you earn, you can hopefully then withdraw $2,000. So that's the plan. You have to learn these lessons, and you have to have some new rules. So I sort of messed around a little bit about, do I finish trading after 1 trade or 2 trades? And normally, if I lose 2 trades, I finish. But I did decide that if I lose one trade, I finish. But I think I'm going to adapt that to go back to 2 trades, because sometimes you'll take a loss and then you'll have a win or a couple of wins. But I think I decided to do that because the pressure was on me to earn money. But now I've lifted that pressure by going back to work 3 days a week, and working Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the job I do will make me a decent and enough income and make things comfortable. Then I can focus on relaxing, thinking about what I'm doing, and just concentrating on slowly building accounts. And when you build an account and you've got yourself a nice comfortable cushion, then and then only is it safe to start taking a small amount every month. So I'm starting with 2 evaluations tomorrow. So the plan is obviously then to pass an evaluation and to slowly build to possibly 8,000. I'll see how I feel and see how long it takes me. And then what I'll probably do is take a couple of $1,000s from each, but then continue to work for another month or 2 until I can do that a few months in a row and continue to build that account. So I don't need to trade a lot. I don't need to earn a lot from the market in, over a month. If you can earn an average of $500, that's only 2.5 trades a week. That will give you an income of $2,000 a month. So if I've got $8,000, I take $2,000, that leaves me 6. I trade for a month. If I could earn another $500 per week, that's $2,000 a month. I withdraw that $2,000 at the end of the month, and that way I always leave myself around about $6,000. So that's the plan. So trading isn't easy. It's tough. And, given the right time and effort, most people can learn to trade, I believe. The difficult part is the psychological side. If you've got any type of a really addictive nature, or you find you very easily get addicted to gambling, you may struggle. Now, I've never been a gambler. It's never interested me. I don't bet on horses. I don't put money in slot machines, nothing like that. It's never interested me. I have done it in the past, while I'm standing next to a friend in a bar, but it's never interested me. It's never excited me. So I believe I've got the skills to trade. I believe I've been trading long enough now that I can build an account. Absolutely, I'm still learning. I learn something new every day. I do find that I start to make less of the same mistakes, because once you've made mistakes a few times, you tend to identify that area where you tend to get caught out, and you sit back and let it go without you, and you know what I mean? It helps you make better decisions. So I am going to continue to remove the comments when I'm streaming. I like the fact that I'm streaming. I'm still going to continue to stream because I like the fact that people are watching me, and it helps me be a little bit more accountable. And I do like talking when I trade. I tend to think out aloud. Some people sort of sit quietly and think in their head. I like to talk out the problem because it helps me understand things a little bit more. If I hear it myself, I tend to take it in a little bit more. So that's the plan. I've accepted the fact that I've made a mistake and the reason why, and I've put in new rules to stop that happening. The biggest problem I have is the revenge trading now. Purely and simply, I did it the other day because I was relying so much on that money, because I'd taken away my main income. Because I had made bits throughout the first part of the year, enough to tide me over, but not enough to sort of give me that, that time to build an account. So I think it's pretty common initially when people start to get their first few payments. They don't think long term. They think, get the money. This is the first time I've earned money, and it's nice to get it. Doesn't matter how much I've got, but ultimately you've got to think long term. You have to build an account. If you want to take regular income from that every month, you have to build a cushion so that, you don't want to be stressing when you're trading, really. You want to be as relaxing as much as you can. And the bigger the cushion, really, the more you can relax, the less pressure you feel. If you're risking, 10% of your pot, 10, 15% of your pot, which most people do when they try to build an account with a prop firm, it's a big risk. So if you can manage to build a nice pot and then reduce that risk to maybe 5%, 3%, something like that, it takes that pressure off and you've got that cushion. And one loss or two losses aren't the end of the world. So as I mentioned, it's the 4th of September today. Trending resumes tomorrow after Labor Day. So that's the plan tomorrow, to come in with 2 accounts and slowly build them without worrying about having to take any money out of them. So I start my job again this Friday, which I go back to work temporarily, maybe. The plan is maybe. We'll see what happens at Christmas. Depends how quick I can build these accounts to a comfortable level. If I can get these accounts before Christmas to maybe $8,000, then I might temporarily give up work again. And I've got $2,000 to take per month and enough of a cushion to carry on. And then maybe I can start to add more accounts to it. As long as I've got a nice income from 2 accounts, which have got a comfortable cushion in, then that's the plan. But I'll play it by ear. It depends how quick I build the accounts. I'm not going to rush them. I'm going to take good quality trades, but I'm just going to trade, nice and calmly without the pressure to earn money. So I just wanted to put people in the picture. I get lots of emails from people and I get lots of support, and trading's a tough business, and I have got some of the most helpful people on my stream and some of the Facebook groups that I frequent, especially Max Price Action Trading System, the Facebook group. There's some great people on there, some people I chat to on a daily basis, but people that have given me lots of help and lots of support over the last 2 years, and I'll always be grateful for that. And I've got some of the best people on my stream, which again are super supportive. You guys know you are, who send me regular messages and we chat regular. So I want to thank you guys again, becoming as part of my journey. You guys are helping me and hopefully I'm helping you. It's all about working together and helping each other, and we're all sort of learning as we go. So how long's this video been at the moment? So we've been going, let's have a look. Can't tell at the moment. So there you go. So that's it. I just wanted to put people in the picture, what mistakes I've learned, what I've done about them, how I can stop them happening again. So there you go. So if that sort of, if that sort of gels with anybody else, you might have gone through exactly the same thing. I think it's pretty common. Most people do when they first start earning money. They're so eager to take it, and they're not thinking about the long term and the bigger picture. So I'll leave you to it. So happy Labor Day again. Hope everyone's had a relaxing weekend. It's been a nice long weekend. I feel better, more invigorated now, and I'm ready to go tomorrow. So have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys again to trade this time, well, around about just before the market opens tomorrow. Thanks very much.